The Giants just wrapped up day 2 of organized team activities. The media was there. We got the highlights and the inside access. And Jaxson Dart, the rookie, he was making some plays. We'll break it all down on today's show. But first, if you're ready for the New York Giants season to start and you want to win some football games, hit that thumbs up icon. I got a good feeling about this team. Let's go. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody being here. Football is around the corner as OTAs are underway for Big Blue. We're going to go through a series of tweets on today's show. Shout out to all of the Giants insiders and beat reporters that were there that were able to give us the info for this content. So we'll show you where to follow them on social media so you can stay in the loop. This was the first organized team activity the Giants were able to have media at. They started practice on Monday, day 2 today, and we learned that it was perfect attendance for the New York Football Giants, at least when it comes to people being inside the building. Some players like Malik Nabers and Andrew Thomas were held out of practice. We'll talk about that in a second, but here is the rest of the Giants OTA practice schedule. They'll be back on the field on the 30th of May, take a couple days off, then they'll practice on June 2nd and 3rd, a day off, back on the field on the 5th, then about a week off. They'll finish up June 9th and 10th, then June 12th and 13th. And then before you know it, veteran minicamp will be here on June 17th, 18th, and 19th. Brian Daboll made it clear that it was perfect attendance, but he also made it clear that the Giants are not going to rush anybody out on the field. If they're not 100% healthy, they are not going to practice. And he kept on using the term, we're going to be smart with some guys. Malik Nabers did not practice with a toe injury, said that is something that has been bothering him, dating all the way back to his days as an LSU Tiger. The Giants are also being smart with Andrew Thomas as he had a major injury in the regular season. Tyrone Tracy, I heard, was sick, did not practice. And John Runyon, the starting left guard, he continues to rehab from his season-ending injury last year. We did get some answers to some questions, though, in today's practice. We're going to talk about Evan Neal and some major updates on how the New York Giants are going to go about splitting up the snaps with their very deep and loud personality quarterback room. And it started with Russell Wilson getting the first snap of practice. And major shout to Connor Hughes. Go follow him on social media. The Giants QB rotation in order. Russell Wilson got the first snap. Jameis Winston got the second snaps. Jaxson Dart actually got the third snaps. And Tommy DeVito, at the moment of this tweet, hadn't got many reps up to this point. Connor Hughes saying this: Russell Wilson began practice in the red zone, 7-on-7 part of practice, 0 for 3. So a little bit rusty for Russell Wilson. Also a drop from Theo Johnson, which is a little bit disappointing. I'm expecting a big year for him. At the end of the day, it's day 1 of OTAs. He also had 2 misses, and he scrambled on the 4th play. Ryan Dunleavy, shout out to him, saying the best throw of the day so far is a Russell Wilson fade route to Darius Slayton to the back right corner of the end zone. Good toe tap there from Slayton to stay in bounds. Other people talked about it was the best throw. It looked great. A lot of touch, a lot of anticipation. And hopefully we're going to see a lot of Wilson to Slayton for 6 points for the Giants. Connor Hughes saying Jameis Winston, first red zone 7-on-7 pass is picked off by Dane Belton, and it was a pick 6. So even though Jameis Winston publicly prayed for God to take him away from the pick 6s, he could not escape it in his first pass at today's practice. Dane Belton supposedly made a nice play on the ball, but Jameis is going to Jameis, and he almost threw another interception as he was nearly picked off again on his second pass. A defender dropped it. So the Jameis Winston experience is already underway at 1925 Giants Drive, essentially throwing 2 interceptions. Connor adding that Jaxson Dart just got a red zone rep with the starters. I wasn't expecting Jaxson Dart to get rocking and rolling with the starters on the second practice of OTAs, but it was good to see. And first one today, rolled to his left, set, threw a laser over Okereke to Jalen Hyatt in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Giants. Jaxson Dart making some plays already. A lot of people said that was the best play of the day. It was good to see Jaxson Dart when he got his chance with the starters able to make a play with a guy like Jalin Hyatt, who got a lot of first-team reps today due to Malik Nabers not being able to go. It wasn't all beautiful, though, for Jaxson Dart. Got another rep with starting offense. He ran around the right side and dove to the pylon for a touchdown. That was awesome. Take care of your body. There's no need to dive in OTAs, Jaxson Dart. There's no tackling. There's no pad. Just run through. Remember what John Gruden said? Take care of yourself. Encircle it. Be smart. No need to put yourself in harm's way. Unfortunately, he ended practice the next rep with an interception to Micah McFadden. Dart forced one into the crowd, trying to make something out of nothing. Don't really mind interception in OTAs, but comes back to taking care of the football, something that has sometimes snake-bitten a guy like Jaxson Dart. Overall, Dart went 1 of 3 with a TD in his red zone drill. He also ran for a couple of more TDs. We'll talk about that. Jameis Winston was 1 of 3 with an interception. Russell Wilson was 1 of 4 with a TD in the flat to Eric Gray. Also threw a touchdown to Darius Slayton. Tommy DeVito attempted 1 pass, a touchdown in the quarter. This was a Giants 7-on-7 drill, no defensive line. So essentially a passing camp. The Giants were working slowly in the red zone in the line of scrimmage. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. The first overall pick for the New York Giants, Abdul Carter. There was some talk that he wasn't going to participate in practice today, but he was out there, and he was everywhere. Played off-ball linebacker and edge during the same 11-on-11 goal line series today. There was some talk that Shane Bowen is excited to try to figure out the puzzle and how to put the pieces together to get Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Dexter Lawrence all on the football field at the same time. The versatility that Carter has is going to make that a little bit easier. Shout out to the Giants Insider and Pat Leonard. Go give them a follow. The Giants Insider saying Jalin Hyatt grabbed the bulk of the snaps with the ones. Like I reported earlier, had a nice grab from Dart. So it's good to see Jalin Hyatt being involved early on. There were some reports that we're going to talk about later on the show of him and Brian Daboll going head-to-head last year. That actually comes from Connor Hughes, so shout out to him. But with Jalin Hyatt getting those snaps, it's good to see with obviously Malik Nabers not practicing. Practice is over. Final team drill, QB rep breakdown. They did some 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. Remember, mostly at the goal line and in the red zone. Russell Wilson, 15 snaps, all with the starters. Jameis Winston, 15 snaps, all with the backups. Jaxson Dart, 14 snaps, 3 with the starters. And Tommy DeVito, 4 reps, all with the reserve team. Bad news for Tommy DeVito. Maybe he's just a camp arm at this point. I don't even really see a pathway for him to travel to make this football team. He may be coming to the end of the Tommy Cutlets era. Connor also adding this stats for the Giants QB. Shout out to Connor. He crushed it on the beat today. Russell Wilson, 1 of 4, a TD in 7-on-7s, but 5 of 7 in 3 TDs and 11-on-11s. That's what we care about. Nobody cares about 7-on-7 flag football. We're worried about 11-on-11 and Russell Wilson slicing and dicing the defense. 3 touchdowns. Good to see. Jameis Winston, we talked about 1 of 3 with an interception in 7-on-7s. 5 of 10 with 4 touchdowns in 11-on-11s. A lot of touchdowns we're going to talk about again because it was a goal line and red zone drill. I'd hope you throw a lot of touchdowns. Jaxson Dart ended up going 2 of 3 with 2 touchdowns, interception, and 2 rushing touchdowns. That's 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns for Jaxson Dart in his first practice with the media there. I'm going to drink the Jaxson Dart Kool-Aid all summer long. We're in the honeymoon phase. It's never going to be better than this unless he wins a championship. Not unless when he wins a championship. I'm pumped up about it. Good to see Jaxson having fun out there and doing a good job of integrating himself with the veterans who are out there. Hughes also noting, like we talked about, all team drills 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 were run from the 10-yard line and in. That's why there are abundance of touchdowns. Many of them were in the flat or to backs and tight ends who took them in, except for Jaxson Dart. Rolls left, stops on a dime, finds Jalin Hyatt, back of the end zone, touchdown, put it on the board. Prettiest TDs were the Russell Wilson fade to Darius Slayton and the Jaxson Dart TD over Okereke to Jalin Hyatt. You love to see it, man. We have come a long way, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, and who the hell is Tim Boyle? The real ones know, as producer Reed laughs, because I'm pretty sure he did that video with me. Make sure you are hooked up with the Jaxson Dart jersey, chatsports.com/dart. That link will be clickable down in the comments and description. He's wearing number 6. Those are being sent out. Get it today so you have it ready to wear when he does enter the lineup. And who knows when that'll be, but you want to make sure you got your gear. Shout out to Madeline Burke, who works for the New York Giants, saying this, Bobby Okereke on the Giants quarterbacks. I can't say enough about Russ and Jameis. The impact they've had in the locker room, the leadership they bring, the maturity they bring, awesome. It seems like Russell Wilson is doing a good job of just being a veteran, being a leader, and making sure every person on this team gets to know him, and doing a good job of leading this young team. Former Super Bowl champion. Glad to have him part of this club. Madeline also adding this. Greg Van Roten's early assessment of the Giants' offensive line. There's a lot of depth, a lot of talent. Marcus Bowe looks like he's going to be a good player. Marcus Bowe turns out to be a good player, 5th-round pick. That's going to be exciting. Bowe practiced a little bit at tackle and guard. I think we'll touch on that a little bit later. Once again, the Giant Insider with this. Javon Holland, free agency safety addition to the Giants, says he didn't know much about Tyler Nubin, second-year safety out of Minnesota, 2nd-round pick till he got here, but he is impressed with the talent. Nubin, I'm also seeing now, says Deonte Banks has all the talent in the world. I'm super excited about his upcoming season, and he says that Tyler Nubin is a hell of a player and a really good kid. I always find it funny when these veterans that are 25 years old refers to the younger players as kids, even though Tyler Nubin is 23 years old, so 2 years younger than Javon Holland. I guess when there's a difference in bank account status and the way that they are, you can refer to someone as a kid. The Giant Insider with this, Marcus Bowe worked at guard and tackle today. Love to see that. Also, Evan Neal got snaps at left guard. We talked about Neal moving from tackle to guard, dating all the way back to the end of last season. That's why you subscribe. If you haven't yet, hit that big red sub button. James Hudson III, the free agency swing tackle that came over from the Cleveland Browns. He got left tackle snaps with the ones, as the Giants are being smart with Andrew Thomas. Ryan Dunleavy saying one thing Giants fans should be excited about is the possibility that Shane Bowen will be able to get Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Abdul Carter on the field together because of Carter's versatility. Bobby Okereke spoke about that, and he was also excited. Art Stapleton saying this, nothing for Andrew Thomas to prove in OTAs, stay healthy. So first 2 Giants O-lines today. The first team looking like this. Left tackle was James Hudson. Left guard was John Runyon. Kind of walked through, didn't do too much. John Michael Smith's the center. Greg Van Roten the right guard. And the right tackle being Jermaine Illuminor. The second offensive line, though, something I'm a little bit more interested in. Josh Azudu being the left tackle. Stone Forsythe, didn't hear much about him today. Left guard being Evan Neal. It means Evan Neal got the second team snaps at left guard over other players on this roster. Interesting. Austin Schlottman, the center, Jake Kubis, the right guard, and Marcus Bowe, the right tackle. So Evan Neal getting snaps at that left guard spot over Aaron Stinney, who the New York Giants brought back for a second year with this team in free agency. Will be interesting to see how the Giants continue to manage the Evan Neal transition from tackle to guard. I'm surprised they're going from right tackle to left guard, but wherever you could potentially see him on the field is good news, because if Evan Neal is good, that means the Giants are going to be better, and I'm hoping that they can get something when it comes to a return on investment on the 7th overall pick from just a couple of drafts ago. If you want more OTA videos like this, I love talking actual football, we could do it. Hit that thumbs up icon. The goal is to get to 1,000 likes on today's show. James Yoder challenged me to challenge the real ones, and I'm hoping you guys have my back. So hit that thumbs up icon. And make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Same handle. Hit me up. Let's go Big Blue.